to Bible Stories with Georgie. That's me, I'm Georgie, and today we're gonna keep going in our story of Moses. Today, specifically, on purpose, we're gonna talk about the plagues. Yeah, there was plagues, and so we're gonna look at those. They were, see, here's the deal. God wanted Pharaoh to let his people go, but he knew that Pharaoh wasn't gonna do that. And so Moses, he would go to Pharaoh, and each time he would say, "Let my people go." Pharaoh would say, "No." Yeah, that was my Pharaoh voice. "No." And so each time he said no, he would send a plague. Yeah, it was really bad. And the longer it went, the worse they got. So my brother Kevin, he's going to be Pharaoh today because my mom is making him. Ha. And then, so Kevin, come on up.
I don't want to wear this silly thing again.
Well, you got to. That's what the pharaohs wear. It's on TV. So come on up, and I'm going to do all the special effects. So without further ado, here comes Kevin.
Where'd you go, Runt? What, I just stand here looking cool in this silly thing?
Kevin, you're supposed to be Pharaoh, so all you have to say is
no. Well, I can do that. I don't want to do this, so no.
Kevin, I'm telling Mom.
So what do we do first then?
Well, the first plague is the plague of blood.
I don't like the sound of that.
Well, you mean you haven't read the story?
No.
Well, this is going to be fun then. All right. So the first thing was the Nile River, the water turned to blood.
There better not be any water in that cup, kid.
Oh, don't worry. The water turned to blood.
I'm not cleaning that up.
Well, anyway, the first plague was the Nile River turned to blood. But the magicians of the Pharaoh, they were able to do the same thing. They made the water turn to blood, or maybe it just turned to red. I bet it was just Kool-Aid they had in their sticks. Anyway, the next time they came up, they told Pharaoh to let my people go. And Pharaoh said, say no.
No.
Yeah, he said no. And so then there was the plague of frogs.
That doesn't sound so bad.
You throwing frogs? Those are just plastic frogs. Well, just imagine having frogs in your bed and frogs in your bathtub and frogs in your cereal and frogs everywhere.
That'd be pretty bad.
Yeah. But he still wouldn't let his people go. So anyway, the next plague was the plague of gnats.
What are gnats?
Well, they're bugs.
Oh, not real keen on bugs.
Well, those weren't bugs, those were balls. Well, I don't have any bugs.
Whatever.
So anyway, God sent a plague of gnats. And they were everywhere, in your mouth and in your hair and in your ears, and they were everywhere. Nobody likes gnats. Then there was the plague of flies.
Yeah, I don't like flies.
What are you doing with that? Quit it. That wasn't flies, that was a fly swatter. I didn't have any flies either.
I'm beginning to not like this plague.
All right, so the flies didn't work either. He still wouldn't let the people go. And so the next time he came up, he said, this time, all of your livestock are going to die.
What?
Just relax, Kevin. I'm not actually going to kill any livestock.
Well, that's good.
Oh, that's a cat. Anyway, so all their cows and stuff died. What was that? That was my Chick-fil-A cow. Oh, well, whatever. Anyway, so their livestock died. Yeah, and that's where their food came from, some of it. And then the next plague was a plague of boils.
What are boils?
Come here a second, Kevin. What are you doing? Oh, don't put that there. What are you doing? Leave. No, I'm not doing this. Come on, Kevin, you got to do this. Fine. So the next plague was boils. They came up all over their bodies, and they hurt, and they were terrible. They looked foolish, too. Anyway, but the thing is, Pharaoh still would not let the people go. And each time a plague came up, Moses would come to the Pharaoh, and he'd say, no. And then the plagues would come up, and then he'd change his mind, and he'd say, let them go. But they got to end the plague. And so the plagues would go away. So would you take those off real quick, because the plagues are going away. There you go. Ow! Ow. Anyway, so then he'd say, aha, not really. I'm not going to let the people go. And so, yeah, so they would stay as slaves. And then after boils came hail. Hey, what? Like in a thunderstorm? I don't think I like this game. I think somebody's calling me. Oh! Did you just throw ping pong balls at me? That was the plague of hail. Yeah. I bet Pharaoh was pretty mad. Well, yeah, because the hail they tore up all their trees and all their crops and all their food and all the stuff, and they hurt too. Well, yeah, probably, but you can be smart enough not to go out in a hailstorm. Then Moses came to Pharaoh and he said, let my people go. Pharaoh said, no. And then came the plague of locusts. Oh. Those are not locusts, those are lizards. I didn't have any locusts. So you threw lizards at me? Well, we're just pretending, Kevin. So the plague of locusts came and they ate all of the stuff that was left over, all the green stuff, all the fields and all that kind of stuff. I really don't like these plagues. Well, that was kind of the point. And so then came the plague. What are you doing? The plague of darkness. Look over that way. Why? Ooh. Get this off of me. Well, the plague of darkness, they couldn't see anything. I know. Get this off of me. Well, yeah, but the plague of darkness, it was all the Egyptians couldn't see anything, but the Israelites in their land, they were completely fine. Get this off of me. There you go. I'm about done with this. Well, that's good, because there's only one plague left. Really? Yeah. It was the death of the firstborn. I'm out of here. Wait, Kevin, come back. Not just because you're the older brother. I really wasn't going to do anything, Kevin. That was just... Anyway, well, that was a story of the plagues. They weren't funny at all. Well, they were funny here because of Kevin, I guess. But anyway, the real plagues were terrible. But each time, the Pharaoh refused to let God's people go until the very last one. And then he said, get out of here, guys. Just leave. He was really angry and really hurt and really upset. And he just said, get out. And so Moses and all the people, and I'm talking like 1 million people, they left. They escaped. They got away. We're going to pick up because guess what? Pharaoh changed his mind. But we're going to see what happens next week. It's going to be amazing. I got to figure out the special effects for that one too. Well, all right, we'll see you next time on Bible Stories with Georgie. I got to pick all this stuff up now. See ya.